Nick Biondi, WJMK 104.3 HD2. I am really very, very excited because in the studio with me is a guy that I truly look up to and enjoy being with. And that, of course, is Jim Peterick of the Ides of March. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
You know, first of all, you're here for a specific reason, but we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. Because we want to sort of pay tribute to somebody very special. Jim, you're here. I'm here because last week we lost a very, very special friend.
Yeah, Nick Farella, fantastic friend of Chicago rock, of yours personally, of me personally. A disc jockey. You can tell about his heritage better than I can.
Yeah, Nick, it's difficult to try to say everything I want to say in the time that we have, but Nick was probably one of the most honest, truly great guys I've ever met in my whole career. The one thing that, unlike most of us guys in the business, we love ourselves, we love our job, we've got this ego and all that. Nick was so down to earth, but his very first love was his family, truly. His wife, his kids, and then everything else.
That's right.
The rest of us, we pale in comparison to him.
And he was one of the true classics.
And he gave a start to hundreds of people. If you look at Chicago television, there are people on there that he gave their first break to, radio people. And this is interesting. Even when Nick was out of work and didn't have a job, he would hear of an opening at a station, and he would say, you know, that would be great for so-and-so. And his wife would say, Nick, why don't you go for that? And he said, no, this is for, talk about being wonderful. I told his wife this past week, and his mom and his family, when we were together, and I just said, everybody's life was so much better because he touched it. And I got to say, tell me a little bit. You wrote this for Nick, if I remember.
Well, I had started this song, and when the family asked me, actually let me sing a song at Nick Farella's funeral, what was I going to do? I said, well, he loved L.A. Goodbye, but it didn't seem appropriate. I said it couldn't be Vehicle. It wasn't going to be Eye of the Tiger. And all of a sudden, like from nowhere, I was sitting in my great room that morning, and it was almost like I got a message from Nick. How about that song that's almost finished called Above the Storm? And I went into the studio and put the finishing touches on the song, and that's what you're going to hear today. But I played it at the funeral, and I don't know how I got through it. But
quickly, let me just say that since 1983, when I came back, Nick has saved me so many times, because every time I wanted to punch out a program director or walk in and tell the radio boss to take it, he calmed me down. Every time I started to rant, every time I started to rage, Nick Farella was there to lift me above the storm.
I remember as a child, just sitting on the porch as the rain poured and the thunder rolled, in the safety and the warmth of my family by my side. I heard my daddy whisper low, saying it would be alright, telling us to hold on tight. Now when the storms of our misfortune are more than I can bear, His voice, it echoes through me, and it sounds like a living prayer. Oh, the sun's gonna shine, the rain will stop, the healing wind's gonna fill your heart. My love will keep you safe and warm. Little one,
He just sang. What a beautiful song. Thank you so much for.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for playing it in Nick's honor.
Yeah. Wow. What. It's a very emotional moment right now here, and
I'm glad it's not television.
yeah, you got two guys here that are, one that acts the fool every night, and another one that gets on stage and shows everybody all of his get up and go, and we're both there, sort of crying like little babies.
Yeah,
but,
pretty much.
But thank you, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for allowing us to share with you this wonderful man who gave so many people a bright spot in our business. We love you, Nick.